Hi, I'm Andrea. I am the owner or proprietor of this YouTube channel. I have named it The Essential Homemaker because I like to make a lot of things homemade, a lot of things, which you will see, and I like to use essential oils in making those homemade products as well as just using them by themselves. Um, I live in Indiana. It's another gorgeous day in Indiana. I'm thankful that the sun came out again today. I think that we're due for 5 straight days of rain here coming up very soon. So I'm not going to complain one bit about this sunshine. I'm going to take advantage of it. But I did want to take a minute to introduce myself. I know that I have uploaded a few videos already. Um, I guess I should have introduced myself first, but I did it out of order because I needed those things. And that's kind of how it works around here. You got to just do what needs to be done, right? Um, the things that I make homemade, I will make videos of and I'll post on here. If you have any specific requests, just comment below and I will look into finding a good quality recipe to try. We can try it together. I cook a lot, even with my son being gone. He's fully employed now, full-time job at age 18, and he goes on location with his job. So I have spent about 18 years being a single mom with him here in the house with his dog as well. So I am in a transitionary period, and he had prompted me to put this channel together because I do work very hard at making a home, and I try to make a loving home, a chemical reduced home. I try to go about things in a natural way with using the oils as well. So he really wanted me to do this and he was supporting me, and it just took a lot of time for me to get to this point. It's very much out of my comfort zone. I don't really like to be in front of people, and I don't like public speaking at all. And this is sort of a twist on public speaking. So I ask for forgiveness and understanding as I work to gain comfort here. As I said, I live in Indiana and I've been a single mom and I have a dog. I am a teacher at a local university and I like making a home. I still sew. I make all my food from scratch pretty much, although I do eat out sometimes, but not often because it's not very good for you. But sometimes time runs out, right? We get busy. I am also a power lifter. I absolutely love lifting. So I guess I should probably talk about the essential oils and how I got into them. In 2012, I lost my job very unexpectedly. Like, I went into work at 9 a.m. She called me in her office at 10:20. I literally had to leave the premises right then. There was a funding issue. I used to work in academic research at a large city that I live near. I was devastated. Once all that devastation wore off, and I figured out how I was going to run a home and have the finances needed to raise a child. I was okay, and then I realized I don't have insurance anymore. I suffer from anxiety, panic attacks specifically. This anxiety has had me on pharmaceutical interventions for many, many years up until 2012. I was on Ambien to try to increase my quality of sleep because the better sleep I got, the less panic attacks I had. I was also on Xanax, the 0.25 milligrams of Xanax as needed for when I felt those waves of apprehension come on. I could take my medication. It was low enough that it didn't put me into like this drug induced coma. That I could still raise my son and I could still do the things that I wanted to do and had to do, but my anxiety was under control. I didn't like it because I've never really reacted well to medications. I really don't now after using the oils for so long and letting my body, listening to my body, allowing my body to rest, as well as using the oils to facilitate wellness. I don't react well at all to pharmaceuticals now. I have only taken prednisone because of my contact dermatitis. I'm just a sensitive person. Um, I don't take a lot. And so in 2012, I got everything lined up, realized I lost my insurance. I had a very good friend. Well, she wasn't a good friend quite there. She was friend status, but now she's like one of my best friends. But she's my upline now. It's Tracy Stillwell. I love you, Tracy, and I love your boys and your husband too. I had posted something, I think, on social media that I hadn't slept all night and I was exhausted. And I don't know if you've ever been unemployed, but it is a full-time job looking for a job. All of the resumes, all of the personalized cover letters, just making all of those little details is a full-time job looking for a job. And I did that. Tracy, all the way from California to Indiana, she shipped me a sample of Serenity. She said, try this. It may take a couple of days, but I've sent you enough to get you by. She sent me the little dram that most of us wellness advocates have an abundance of so that we can sample others. The Serenity worked. And it was my first oil. I purchased it from her website and I paid retail. And not too long after that, I bought I think it's now the Home Essentials kit. It wasn't, that's not what its name was. And it also didn't come with the free diffuser, which is fine, but it does now come with free diffuser. I haven't been without Serenity since. So that's 5 years. I use Serenity every night. It does help my sleep quality. I have found that I also require balance to layer with it. The balance and Serenity together really help my insomnia and my anxiety. For some reason, and no doctor has been able to figure out why, I was having panic attacks in my sleep. So I would wake up in the middle of the night with this god-awful panic attack. So I added in the Serenity, so I use both at night when I sleep. So that's kind of how I got started with the oils. Before I had purchased my kit and decided to go all in, I did some research on the various companies. Tracy had sent me the doTERRA brand of Serenity, and so I did start there, and I was really impressed. And I'm going to do another video here in a second. I don't want this one to be too long. This is more of an introduction to who I am, which I should have done first. Sorry about that. I do things just however. I did take the time to look into different brands, and in the next video we'll go into that. But that's just a little bit about me. And I want to be able to use this YouTube platform to reach more people. I have a lot of really great recipes that can be used by you to see if they work for you or the members of your family. I make a lot of gifts that are all natural using the oils. I don't always use the oils. I do make things that are homemade that don't have any essential oil in them at all. But I figured I get asked a lot what my recipes are and what do I use for this and what do I use for that and what oils do I use on a daily basis and do I diffuse or do I take them internally? And I'm going to cover all of that in just a second because that's going to be a little bit longer of a video. But this platform will help me to get all of that information out and kind of put it in one spot. First of all, it can help a lot of people, and second of all, it's gonna be like a journal for me to keep track of all of my recipes, because My life gets a little chaotic sometimes and I lose recipes, or I tape them to bottles, but I use that bottle over and over again that it just kind of fades with time. And I'm like, oh, what did I put in here? I really liked it and I can't remember because that just happens. I'm also a graduate student. I'm getting ready to finish my first master's degree and I'm starting my second one. So my brain is a little mushy. It's like mashed potatoes most days. So if you have a little bit of extra understanding about my inability to do things on the right timeline, if you have any left, can you have a little bit of understanding for my mashed potato brain? But it's nice to meet all of you. Comment below on where you are at in your journey, and we can go on this thing together.